Good afternoon, you wild weirdos and weirdettes. It's our Ron. That's Joe over there, and that's Doomsday Dave over on the end. This is Wild and Weird Radio Live, a place where we all come to kick off the weekend early. And
according to Reverend Michael Carter,
yes,
and everything else, it's already Friday, baby. And I like what you commented there that this is now First Friday.
This shall be forever known as First Friday. We're changing Thursday into First Friday because, you know, if they could do that back in the golden ages and just decree, you know, that X amount of days don't exist anymore and change the calendar, we can change one crummy day and, you know, just hasten, you know, the longing for that weekend. Let's just make it a lot shorter. Let's just make it shorter. It's going to be weekend eve. That's what we're going to do. So so first Friday.
First Friday.
Tomorrow,
First Friday, everybody, forever to be known as such.
That's right. This is First Friday, and previously known as Thursday. And this is the live show for you folks who are brand new and don't know what this is. This is our version of well, actually, it's not our version of the podcast. Podcast used to be a lot more serious, didn't it?
Yeah, the podcast was hyper structured to a degree.
Yeah,
we would get a little cut loose here and there, but other than that, you know, we kept it somewhat scripted.
Yeah, and this is kind of loosely scripted, as in we have an idea of what we want the show to be about, but then it kind of goes wherever these people want it to go, right? Or that's you guys out there, by the way. That's your name. If you don't know, that's who you are. Just to let you know. The goals are set. We do have a brand new blessing, a very, very special blessing that's going to blow your mind tonight. And Joe has not seen it. Looks like Ada is setting you on your way, Joe. Ada is setting you on the way.
Know. I'm going to start off with last week's new blessing because I didn't get a chance to see it.
You did. That's right.
Because I had to take an emergency trip to the ER. It was great. It wasn't for me, obviously, but
yes.
Let's see. That was the desert ship, right?
That's desert ship. That's correct.
Here we go. Ada Cox, thank you.
It's like the little
just show up and get me off this rock.
Yeah, that's our taxi. That's our taxi. Hey, World Contact Day is coming up.
It is. We're a month away, right?
We are. And you know what? I'm thinking we need to do something as a group here. You know, that's it worked before. I'm just going to say it worked before. So let's talk about that and figure out how we're going to do this. We'll actually let these guys chime in on that because they helped with the last one. And for the folks who don't know what happened, we did conduct a psychic psi experiment, and we did get action at some of our sites, and it's data. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, we can't walk back what happened.
No, sure can't. And it was weird. You can go back and watch that. It's oh boy, it's been a while. It's been last year, I think, right? Yeah, it was last year. So yeah, you guys, we'll actually try to find the link for that and put that in here for you folks who are listening late, because I know some people don't watch the show; they come back later. Let's see. All right, you got everybody. Let's get everybody called in here.
We've got Jen, Rachie,
welcome.
We've got Ada, just an old hippie.
Welcome.
Enzo's in the house. We've got Dave Roberts has apparently cloned himself.
Okay.
I'll take second breakfast, maybe third.
Okay.
Oz is in the house. Fish Belly's back with us. What's going on, Fish? There's Enzo. Then we got, let's see.
Right. First Friday, like second breakfast. Yes, exactly like that. That's exactly what we're saying. Yes.
Uberu, Octopus, Dark Wolf, Jordan Booker. Who else? LR Miller. Smash that like button like always, everybody. Get at it.
Yeah, let's hit that.
Gary Foote, Brenda Ratliff, Donna Ho.
Let's get it shared out to some of your other groups and whatnot as well. The ones that let you do that.
Yes, Brenda. Good evening and a happy Valentine's Day early to everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Both of my kids had their Valentine's Day parties today,
Oh boy.
so they came home just jacked up on sugar. It's
Yeah,
been great.
that's what it's for. That's what that's for. That's the only thing it's for.
Oh, just an old hippie, keeping it wild, weird, and free. We love you, man.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. And for those of you guys that don't know, those are animations that Ron makes in-house here using software, not AI, to generate and throw these out here for you guys as blessings, as we call them, for those folks that donate to the show to keep it free and out from behind any kind of paywall.
No, they take way too long, but they're fun. And next week's, I'm just telling you right now, next week's is going to be the ultimate one. It's already starting. I've only got 250 frames animated so far, but it's going to be a big one. So be ready for it. It's going to be a really good one. And I hear there may be flute involved. So yeah, right. It could be. Yeah. So we got everybody in here. Everybody's good. Everybody's ready.
I think we're good to kick off here at this
Are
point.
they?
Dave, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Actually, one thing I was going to bring up, you had mentioned that they're out of clone in there. What I want you guys to know is, do you know if I'm the AI clone, or if me in there is really, or if that's really me in the chat?
Right.
At this point, yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Some of the video, I know that. Did you guys get a chance to see that Will Smith through the ages of AI that I sent you guys?
I did not.
It starts in 2021 and goes to current day, and it's Will Smith eating spaghetti. Because you remember the old how they had just like trying to eat spaghetti and just it didn't know how to human.
Yeah.
Now it looks just like you can see the jaw muscles clenching. And
it's getting good.
Yeah, it's scary. You can't. Yeah. We are beyond the point. We are beyond, like months and months and months beyond being able to tell if AI is real.
I think you're right. And this is where we warned as far as research goes. And I've seen a lot of research groups who absolutely embrace this technology in the beginning and just fly in the face of any warning. All of a sudden now saying things like, no, we don't want it on our page. Oh, this is a bad idea. It's going to cause problems. Yes, it is. And that's what we said, 5-6 years ago. I think it's like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Sorry. Will the Vulcans come on World Contact Day? That's possible.
I wish.
That's possible. Let's not confuse World Contact Day with Star Trek Day, but it's very possible. That's First Contact Day, right? Yeah. Wouldn't it be something if World Contact Day turned into First Contact Day?
Oh, it'd be great. I mean,
would it be interesting?
I mean, depending on who showed up. So we're looking right now.
What?
We watched. Anybody who watches this show should probably go ahead and subscribe to Weaponized if you haven't already.
Oh yeah.
And
do that.
I know that we're going to be running through some of that with the news tonight. But did you happen to catch the clip about the 6-month window?
Yeah, we've got.
Okay, then we'll hit that in a minute.
Yeah, we've got that. So that's in there, and we're gonna hit that, and we're gonna speculate a little bit about that, right? Yep. Well, let's get to the news because it was a very busy news week. At least it was a slow. It was a slow news week, and then all of a sudden it just kind of blew up. So let me find.
Went left field, right field, middle field, everywhere field.
Yeah, let me.
It's now. I don't even think anybody. It's one of those butt from hole in the ground situations.
Field. Yeah. We don't need any fields where we're going. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And if you were by chance somehow under a rock yesterday, we woke up to some very interesting news, did we not?
We did indeed. In the wee morning hours, there was a national security event.
There was.
Mhm.
You can find that over in the notes. I want you to go ahead and just read that little intro part right there, because that's word for word.
The FAA has issued the temporary flight restriction at the airport late Tuesday night. This is speaking about the El Paso International. With the order taking effect Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and scheduled to remain in place through February 20th, 11:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The restriction also had impacted nearby Santa Teresa in New Mexico.
Yeah. I think it's a presentation. I'm gonna kick off some of this for those. There's some great highlights, and I want you to pay attention to this story as it evolves. Okay, that we were watching this as it went down, and we were like, "Nah, there's something's not right.
Something ain't right.
Something's not right here." And I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's just conspiracy thinking and etc." But you know what? No, it's not.
Not anymore.
It's pattern recognition, is what it is, and it's the same thing that AI does. Except I'm not AI. I don't think. Could we be AI? Oh, we talked about that last week, right, Dave? We could be AI.
We did.
I'm sorry. Totally could be AI. if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch last week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite an eye opener, I have to admit.
Gary, thank you.
Supporting full disclosure. Yes.
Actually, we were scaring people last week. Remember, Ron?
We did scare people, and I tried to soothe them at the end with a flute serenade.
And then when Joe split, people got really scared.
They did. They thought it was almost like this flight restriction. Well, anyway, let's go look at that flight restriction story, and you guys see if you can pinpoint where things start. Well, you'll figure it out.
LR, thank you.
LR, multiple blessings. Let's see. Oh, and folks, yes, I am aware. I have seen there are ads on this one. Hit skip. Just when it comes up, just hit skip.
Yeah, just hit skip and jump in.
No big deal. You don't have to watch all those unless it's something you really want, because we're going to talk about that in a second too. You're going to find out that's something. Multiple.
Thank you. We're going to get out the blessings here in a minute.
Yeah, let's get the blessings out just as soon as we get through the news. And let's see if we get that 10. If we get that 10, man, they get the really cool blessing. Let's see. Where is it at? El Paso. That's where it's at. And it's right here. Here we go, guys. This is a little clip of various news as it was coming through, as it was coming in. I was catching it and putting it together. And it tells a story of its own. That's all I can say. It tells a story of its own.
Breaking out of El Paso, Texas, where in a rare move, the airspace is now closed for 10 days.
El Paso is going to be shut down to air traffic for security reasons.
Do you know if there's any exceptions for medevac status?
That's a great question. There are no exceptions. It's a complete ground stop. And it's a
Now, stop. I want you to understand what he just said for just 2 seconds before we let
medevac.
Yeah. Complete air stop is what that was. Joe's going to go into that in a little bit here at the end of this clip, but just keep that in mind. A complete air stop.
complete ground stop. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly.
Wow.
The restrictions will also apply to part of southern New Mexico. It's a rare move. Experts say the U.S. hasn't closed airspace for security since the 9/11 terror attacks.
Now, also notice it said 10 hours because that's what we woke up to. We heard this was going to go on, or 10 hours, 10 days. I'm sorry, 10 days for 10 days. And then something happened.
An airspace closure over El Paso. Now that closure was lifted, but not before forcing several flights to be canceled. And it comes after a Trump administration official says cartel drones breached American airspace and the Defense Department disabled them. That's according to NBC. So now the FAA says there are no threats to commercial aviation there and all the flights will go back to normal.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good, right? All the flights are now going back to normal.
6 hours later.
Nothing to see here. Yeah. It was just cartel drones. That's all, guys.
They tried to cover it up, didn't they?
It was just, no, not yet. That was just drones. But then it gets even more interesting.
What are you hearing? What is happening?
Okay, this
This was a bit of a mystery. Now we have some more insight into why the Federal Aviation Administration took this airspace restriction into place without any sort of modern precedent. There has never been a 10-mile wide ban of all aircraft, including airlines, medevac helicopters, police helicopters, in recent times. This is really significant, and we're getting this now from two different lanes here. A source familiar with this incident and all of these restrictions, briefed by the Federal Aviation Administration, tells me that this is all related to military activity at Fort Bliss, specifically nearby Biggs Army Airfield, and counter drone measures taken by the military, including some laser counter drone measures that were possibly interfering with civilian flights nearby. The concern was by the Federal Aviation Administration, according to my source, that these restrictions were put into place because the FAA could no longer guarantee the safety of civilian flights going in and out of El Paso International Airport. There serves about 100 flights a day, about 1,000 flights over this initial 10-day period. The big update now is that the Federal Aviation Administration has now lifted this all-out ban. We're also now hearing from reporting by our Kip Marr and Zach Cohen that there was some concern by the Department of Defense, by the Pentagon, that a Mexican cartel drone breached U.S. airspace, which may explain why this went into place so quickly without much warning.
Right. I mean, it could if you would have left it there. But no.
But that's not where it stopped.
No, that's not where this train stops. This train just keeps rolling. It's almost like they don't learn their lessons. Y'all remember the great shoot downs of the balloons in 2023, right? I mean, I want y'all to think about this. No, I want you really to think about this. What month did that happen?
February, March.
Yeah. How about that? Anyway,
the big drone started up and they went on through May, if I recall.
Yeah. But the great shoot downs, they started
big balloons over the ocean and all that. Yeah, it was February and March timeframe.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so anyway, let's go where the next part of this story evolves to.
Meanwhile, air traffic is flying into and out of El Paso International Airport in Texas this afternoon following an emergency shutdown ordered late last night. Now, sources tell CBS News the FAA grounded all flights due to disagreements between the FAA and the Pentagon over drone-related tests. El Paso's mayor called the decision to close the airport an unnecessary one that scared and caused chaos in his community.
I want to be very, very clear that this should have never happened. You cannot restrict airspace over a major city without coordinating with the city, the airport, the hospitals, the community leadership. That failure to communicate is unacceptable. These types of decisions have consequences.
All right, I want to go now to CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett. This was alarming, Charlie. What more do we know?
Yeah, Liz, you mentioned the word alarming, and I have to mention what my colleagues use the word spat, because that is what it appears to be between the FAA, the Pentagon, the White House, and others, just broadsided everybody to hear that this warning, this notice to airmen, NOTAM as they call it, went out. You've got Fort Bliss, which sits right up against that airport, and there is testing that goes on there, and a lot of it's overt, some of it's covert, of counter-drone equipment that's being used there. And as we've already described, high energy lasers. And it comes at the same time that a couple of what we called aerial objects were shot down. Later we find out they were party balloons, but they were over that area. Again, that's a U.S. military base. They hold the reservation in.
I heard they called Mick West for that explanation.
Why don't you read that?
Go ahead. The Pentagon has been testing out new counter drone technology, including a high energy laser near the Army base at Fort Bliss, Texas. The laser was used to shoot down what appeared to be foreign drones. It was later identified as a balloon, prompting the airspace closure by Federal Aviation Administration.
Continue. I think that's the end of that one, though, right? Yeah.
Eliminate any potential threat there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've heard this before. Well, about a year ago, or whatever. No, 2 years ago. Sorry.
But see, I just can't get over the fact that Mick West is going to literally ride this into the ground forever. Even the military can't identify balloons.
Oh, balloons. Yeah. Well,
he's going to be
wrong.
insufferable.
He's not wrong? Apparently, if that's what they're saying, let's go with the data here. If they're really saying that that's what this is, and they're going to go by that, if that's going to be the hill that they fall on, you know what? So let's look at some of these headlines. Okay, now, let me just pull up some of these because there's a little bit we got to digest here. First of all, and it's time for you guys to get your 2 cents in here. Let's go ahead and do you buy that, or I should say, which one of those stories would you buy?
Yeah, right.
Because apparently they're selling you a story here. We just don't know which one's what. But here's what I can tell you. Let's see. This one was the follow-up. This was from, well, here it is. Here's the laser story, right? There's the laser story. And when they found out it was a balloon. So this circulated at 3:58 p.m. Eastern Standard yesterday, okay? Keep in mind, this event took place late, very late.
Yeah, we're talking between 1 and 3 a.m. roughly.
Yeah.
Given the timeline that we have.
So there's what they start calling a party balloon. So you can see. So this story starts coming in like, oh, it's a balloon.
1 p.m. on February 11th.
So by 1 p.m., now it's a balloon. It's a balloon now. But before that, no one knew what it was. In fact, they were simply told that you're not flying here. Here are the facts. Right there. You want to touch some of those, Joe? You can.
The restrictions originally placed on Tuesday night were originally expected to remain in place until February 20th.
Let's stop right there for just 2 seconds. I saw a report today that stated that if that would have taken place, that would have been anywhere from $40 to $50 million.
Oh, yeah.
Loss. But that's just a rough estimate. Yeah. Think of the counter, the trickle down from that.
Yeah, it'd have been insane.
Yeah, dude.
Somebody lost their job probably.
oh, more than, yeah.
Something
After
happened.
the shutdown was lifted, the New York Times reported that the military was conducting tests on counter drone technology.
Yeah.
The weapon later identified in other outlets as a high energy laser. Got to keep up with the Joneses, right? UK's got one, China tested one. We're the only ones that haven't had any kind of real test with one till now, allegedly.
Possibly.
Then the FAA were concerned that the laser could pose a risk to commercial pilots in the area, sources told the Wall Street Journal, which means that it's probably running some kind of a microwave frequency. It's like a microwave laser.
Or it's a multi, scattered beam of some sort. That
Well, it would almost have to be like a shotgun, wouldn't it?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't
What
be
you
like
just
a
said.
directed energy beam,
No.
so to speak, like a laser. This would
Wide
be
dispersal.
like something to take out swarms.
Right.
The Leonidas system, if you're familiar with that, we've talked about that here on the show before. This thing was designed to knock out fleets.
I don't know
of
what
drones
he's
out of the
talking
sky at
about.
once.
I just want to put that on the record. I don't have any clue what he's talking about. I can't speak to any of that.
And but the Leonidas system, it can do that. It can pretty much, you just point and click, and anything in that cone, it just falls out of the sky. Now, let's say that that would make sense, but that's not a laser.
No. So if you did have a laser that was a multi-beam device, and that's impressive if that's the case. If that's what we're talking about. I don't know what
like some kind of scattered beam.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly, but it reminds me, if you all remember the movie from, I think it's 86, Real Genius. One of Val Kilmer's early movies. The whole point of that movie was a giant laser they had to make. I think it had to be like 5. I can't remember. It was like around 5. How many watts was it? Anyway, but that whole movie was based around a giant laser that the government had where they could strike somebody from space. And you're watching that back then, or even in the 90s, early 2000s, that seemed absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like,
I don't ever think anything's ludicrous that I watch in sci-fi. I think that you know, the ludicrous thing is when we ignore the potential that you know, something can happen. That's the ludicrous part to me.
And
And
you take anyone out.
well, I don't even talk about that. I'm just talking about our technology in general. When we get complacent to the point where, like, you know, it's almost like these guys are like, "Oh, there's no aliens because, you know, we know everything." It's the same thing. We put limitations on things we don't understand. And I'm sorry, the unknown is the unknown for a reason. Push the boundaries. Anyway, so basically, Joe, what I'm hearing is there's a lot of finger pointing. It's almost like that little meme, you know, where all the Spider-Man are pointing at each other.
Yeah, they're all pointing at each other, and it was a drone, it was a balloon, it was a drone again. No, it was a party balloon. It was the FAA. No, it was the Pentagon.
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of finger pointing going on.
Yeah.
At this stage in the game, right?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous,
and it still is because well, I'll just really quick. We'll put this one right here. You don't have to take us back in presentation mode. It's just really small, but you can see this is today's follow-up, and this is the official story. They are going to go with this. It is, you know, they shot down but it says now balloons. Let's be real. So now we're accounting for the aerial objects.
So now, was it a human targeting this, or was it an AI system targeting a potential threat and firing?
So here's the thing. Let's think about that for a second. When we talked about on this AI system stuff, we know that they've been testing AI for years. We know that one jet, remember the jet that was flying itself and then decided, you know, I'm not going to be anymore. You know, there are multiple AI systems that are being tested out there. It is not beyond a shadow of a doubt for me to say that they gave some kind of control over to a system to watch for incoming aerial objects. We know that UAVs are a huge flight risk at this point, whatever they are. And I said UAVs. I did not say UFO. I did not say UAP. I said UAVs, because that is the true unmanned aerial vehicles. Those are the things we can actually hit. That's why I said UAVs, because we can take those down. The other thing is
deploy the locust laser system. There's a kid's birthday party on the outskirts of town. Beware of the pinatas.
Right? It's like, my God, what are we even doing out here? So my bad is some stupid human stuff.
Yep.
You're not wrong. So we've been looking at this, and you know, we saw the Reddit start blowing up. You know, it's UFO. There's a UFO crash out there. I'm like, yeah, maybe. I mean, it could be that, but it doesn't feel like that. Although the cover up is good. It's good. It's like Roswell level good. You got to admit. And it was so like, but I think that the cover up this time was just a mess up.
Somebody did something really stupid.
Well, I think someone did something really stupid, and then someone else said,
have breached the 10 territory. We are there.
Oh, this is good. So after the news, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it right after the news, guys. Stay tuned. Yeah. This will be epic. I promise you. This one took a while. So, and it kind of ties in with one of the stories we'll you know, hopefully be touching here in the future. 3 years ago today, the U.S. shot down a UFO over Lake Huron. It was 3 years ago. Oh my God, it has been that long. I'm sorry. I was off of my
really quick, man.
Yeah, time's flying.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, that was 3 years ago, and that's the same kind of thing that we see, those patterns that repeat, right? We can almost play a game with it at this point.
Yeah, and we talked about that back then.
Yeah.
You know, set your calendars to February, March.
Yeah,
keep an eye on them, see what happens.
Always. Well, I think we even expanded. We had it from December.
Well, we had
January, and then you had February, March. So you had those particular areas to watch.
We had the dates in December nailed down, though. It was December the 16th through
January
1st, and then it was March or February and March.
Yeah. So
I think we're going to see something crazy this spring. I just can kind of feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
There's a definite weird tension.
Yeah, there is. There's something building up. There's a lot of talk that we're going to get this official disclosure thing. You know this, and I know this. We've heard this multiple times now. And at first we were like, I don't know. But man, I'm this close to moving the clock forward. And for you folks who don't know, we do have our own version of the doomsday clock around here. It's the disclosure clock. And right now, so that you don't, you may not know or not. I don't know, but it's setting at, I think 4 minutes to midnight right now is where we've got it set at. I think, let me go check that real quick for you. Yeah, here it is. Nope, we're at 5. Yeah, we're at 5. We're at 5. We're not 4. We were talking about going to 4 and we never went to 4. Yeah. So we might go up to 4 is what I'm saying. I don't know yet. But I do know that there's a lot of talk.
Stone Maven is saying, watch February 17th to March 4th of this year.
Oh, I'm going to be watching into March 15th. And I think that day is going to be a little more significant this year. We're going to see. Yeah, it might be, right? So we're going to see. So what do we know? What do we know about this thing?
Well, okay. So it wasn't a total and complete flight restriction in the area. It was 10-mile radius up to 18,000 feet.
Uh-huh.
Meaning that cruising altitude aircraft could still pass over. Because you're talking anything 20,000 and up, you're still in fair game. You can go. But anything that would be traveling locally, anything like that, no, you're not coming in. Nothing in the airspace. Meaning that they knew a designated area or target area for this. Now, there could be a couple reasons for that. One, if it was a weapon, so to speak, and it had a scatter range, there might be something in the technical manual that says this is the radius you need to stay out of and keep civilian aircraft from.
Right.
Also, at 20,000 feet, you can't really tell much of what's on the ground.
Right.
So Ron and I were talking about this earlier. There's so far been proposed balloons, drones, unknown object. There's a fourth category here that nobody's addressed. I haven't even heard anybody online utter yet.
Oh, they will now. Go ahead.
They will now. But Lockheed, Fort Bliss is a testing area. It's been known that that's not a secret.
Yeah.
Lockheed has developed that stealth unmanned aircraft. We showed you pictures of the mock-up. Gosh, what was it? December, I think it was December or November when Lockheed made its big announcement.
It's been a while. I can't remember.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. They announced it. They showed it.
It's a big secret. They literally, like you said, rolled out the red carpet for it and said,
"Here it is. This is our new stealth, plane."
And it's a drone. It can unmanned. It can be manned or unmanned.
Yep.
And what if one of those was flying and it crashed, similar to the F-18? Or was it F-18 or F-22? I think it was F-22 that went haywire in North Carolina.
That was F-22, I think.
Yeah, it was F-22 because it had the AI built in.
I can't remember. But I think it was F-22. I don't know.
And this whole thing could be, it could be a cover up for one of our known assets that just crashed, and we didn't want anybody knowing it was there. We didn't want anybody getting any pieces of it.
Right.
And a recovery crew could have gone in and been like, "Oh, thank God, this thing's like only in 2 or 3 pieces." We put it on a cart. We're on our way back. 6 hours later, air restrictions are lifted. Everything's fine again.
Nope, it was F-35. We were both wrong.
F-35. Okay, thanks, Pat.
Yeah.
So that it could have been an actual crash recovery, because that would close down and lock down a scene. You wouldn't want anybody flying too low overhead,
right?
Seeing it,
right?
But it'd give you time to get in, recover, and get out.
Right. There was
that's just a hypothesis.
Well, yeah, and there was also
balloons sound just as good as anything, right?
Balloons sound great, and they worked before. It was a tried and true method. It worked before.
Yeah.
But there was also a statement going around that was being passed around that there was a memo that said that there were road closures in the area. Now, they've denied this, by the way, but it went all the way up, the chain to where it had to have an official denial based on this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to tell you, I've seen similar things before that were real that, that I didn't think were real until I saw them. So was that something that what they were thinking about doing? And then we're like, nope, pull it back because we're going to lift this just in a few hours. I don't know, but I will say that your theory is plausible.
Yeah, it's sound and it's based in reality.
Yeah.
And it could have even been that they had the system out there and they didn't want anybody seeing it in the open.
Yeah, right.
To shoot a balloon down.
Sure. I mean, who knows? There's something. What we know is looking at the data, that window either meant that they thought it was going to take a while to do something, right? Which they're saying it was to test a weapon system, an anti-drone weapon system. That's the official explanation right now, that's what it was. And that this weapon system apparently could endanger flights in the area. So what's the next best thing to do? Have the FAA close everything down. Not the smartest thing to do, though, because you didn't tell anyone. You've got to have some form of communication.
And why test it in an area that close to civilians?
I have
if you
no
know
idea
what kind of system that is, take it to the range.
Right. It's right there. I mean, I'm sure you can rent some time, right?
Right.
Ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah, that's right, Dave.
Enzo says St. Patty's Day would be perfect. I'll be making corned beef and cabbage in my biggest crock pot in the Galactic Federation is invited. Just be.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
All right, Enzo, you better be keeping a seat for that. Well, I'm going to be there for some of that.
Well, you've got to be a member of the Galactic Federation. So
LR says crash recovery makes sense. Overestimate closure time. Found out that the cleanup is easier than expected. Then say carry on, nothing to see here.
That's what we were thinking. But again, just a theory. And, it's rooted in reality. So I think that's a very good possibility.
You guys know it was just swamp gas.
Enzo?
That's all it was.
What did Enzo say? Enzo's got up there. Sounds delicious. Oh, yeah, it does, actually. Who's got some? Hey,
One cooking.
Yeah, right.
She's now elected to come to the next meeting and cook and give me a break.
Who?
I said Oz is now elected to come to the next meeting.
Oh,
I'm electing her to cook and give
Oz
me a break.
Elected to cook. Yeah, there you go.
Pat says, I believe that the DoD had an AI stealth drone that escaped and had to be shot down.
I mean, anything's possible, but that's what we're saying. We think it was one of our assets. How it came down, I don't know. But there's a good bet that was one of our assets. Could it have been?
They all have drones. All of them.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at the story that they put out, they said it was a cartel drone, right? And then they said it was balloons. Now, here's that. This is a confusing one because either A, it's a lie sandwich, or it's just a really messed up. Someone got the stories confused and created this, what they think was the truth. You believe what you want. But what we do know is that there are elements here that were repeated. Cartel drone, balloons, laser, test. Yeah. So it seemed like later we found out that they had shot down those party balloons like earlier this week. And then they were like, wait, we need permission to do that. Oh, because it could be dangerous. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to conduct this test. How long should we close the airspace for? I don't know, 10 days. That just, to me, that doesn't.
Right.
No, I'm sorry.
Unless for some reason they thought the residual effects in the atmosphere would cause issues that long. Like, what are you testing anyway?
What are they testing? I mean, I don't know. So anyway, that was in the news, and let me get the other thing that was in the news here real quick.
A couple other things there that we can bring up. I got a couple things too. If you don't hit them, Ron.
Let's see. So the AI thing we talked about last week, Dave. And that was a pretty pretty popular topic there for a while, by the way.
That reminded me of one thing I wanted to bring up too. Actually, today, speaking of AI, anyone that's familiar with Bandcamp, where you can upload music to, they have a strict policy on AIs. Like if you load any music you create, it's got AI in it, or it's AI created, you're immediately banned from Bandcamp. Well, today somebody this morning, they've been on Bandcamp for about 10 years. Most of their business comes from Bandcamp. They uploaded a song where they used AI on it, and he admitted to it even online. And he was mad because of that. Well, they banned him and removed everything that he's been, like, basically his source of income, one of his sources.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, you broke the rules and used AI. And it's like, we don't want AI music. And yeah.
Well, here's my thing with that. And hate it or not, this is the truth.
Yep.
We're not going to win the machine war. Okay. It's over.
No.
It's already over. It's already integrated into everything we do. If you want to say that there's no AI allowed, then you're going to go back to tube amps and you're going to go back to analog instruments. Okay.
I mean, I'm not against that.
I'm just saying
tube amps are where it's at.
But I'm telling you, every instrument that most of these people are using today has some form of artificial intelligence in it, or it will. And so will the mixing studios. The mixing studios themselves have it. They're smart.
That's already huge.
Right. Yeah. That's a smart filter. So if you want to do that, that's fine, but it's a losing battle. It's really just a losing battle. It's one thing if it's completely generated by AI. That's absolutely you're out. But if it's something to where it was an actual tool, like, my God, we can't even use half the Adobe stuff now without inadvertently using AI on some level.
Yeah.
Like
it auto corrects lighting. It auto corrects like the filters.
And it's going to get worse. So just, and it's not the only one. All the suites are like that now. So get ready for it. That's just a losing battle. So, by all means, fight the other stuff, but it's not going to work. They can throw out the auto tune as well then. Auto tune is actually, it's very interesting when you use it with other instruments. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
You might hear some of that in the future. Just saying. We're gonna push the limits when we do this project. So be prepared for it. There's gonna be some weird stuff there. So the AI thing, right? I got an interesting notice this morning. I got a notice that, and you may have too, that what was it? OpenAI is about to basically not it's not really free anyway, but really not be free. They're going to put ads in it now. Okay.
But that's for OpenAI.
That's for OpenAI. Yes. So far, that's the only one, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. Those ads will be tailored just for you. Don't worry. That's a great thing because AI knows you more than anyone else. And we're not sharing your data with any other outside source. Okay.
More importantly, they're not sharing it. They're not selling it.
Right. They're not selling your data. They don't have to anymore because now the agents can do that, can't they? And
as soon as they get out of the Church of Mold.
Right. And just to back it up, I mean, literally right there it was in an article that one of you sent me today. I don't know which one, but it's right there in the notes right now. Joe, it's the version of this story appeared in CNN right there. You see it?
Oh yeah. Zoe Hitzig, a writer with OpenAI for the past 2 years, broadcast her resignation Wednesday in a New York Times essay, citing deep reservations. This is concerning OpenAI's emerging advertising strategy. Hitzig, who warned about ChatGPT's potential for manipulating users, said that the chatbot's archive of user data built on medical fears, relationship problems, beliefs about God and the afterlife presents an ethical dilemma precisely because people believed they were chatting with a program that had no ulterior motive.
Yeah. And allegedly, like several of these people who are developers have just left. They're done because they know that it's coming. And one of the ones that left, what was their warning? It's right here. at the top, head of anthropomorphic safeguard research. A potential for manipulating users in ways we don't have the tools to understand, let alone prevent. In other words, remember what we told you an agent was last week, right? It's literally, think the Matrix, because this is exactly what it is. I mean, not that we're in one, we might be, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there, and a topic for another show. But the agents worked for, the source, the AI itself. So these agents know you better than anyone, because you're sitting there, you're feeding it into them every day, every time you do a search, and they're like, oh, you're hyper focused on, Dave, astronomy. So you know what? There's this really cool product. I heard about this really cool product. My human would love to see this product. I bet I can get him to buy it. I bet we can sell this. Let's find out. That's how it's going to work. They don't have to send out your data anymore, sell your data. It's the agents are going to just basically go out with it, and
like an affiliate link, essentially. And if you
around.
buy it through that link, they're going to get a commission.
That's probably how it's going to work.
If I can afford it, it's going to work.
I know.
Right?
I'm not a sucker. It's real. And we can sit there and say, again, we can sit and rage against the machine. See what I did there? All we want, but right. But the truth of the matter, So the truth of the matter is, in the end, it's not going to matter, because every single one of you who looks at or shops online, you've been targeted at this point, and you've probably bought something, even if you didn't know. You were probably coerced into buying that because an AI agent,
something else you may like.
Yeah. AI requires full-time input from human beings to keep it from becoming racist, because it has unlimited access to the internet. We don't need AI trying to manipulate people. No, you're absolutely right. Dog boy, that's 100% correct. It needs some better teachers is what it needs, really.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine AI, like you get somebody like a hate group out there,
right?
Like one of these white supremacist groups or somebody, and they get access to create their own AI.
Yeah.
They can put out there, and they train their own AI to be, basically racist or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy what these systems can do. And there needs to be implementations that, I don't know. I mean, there needs to be regulations. Let's be real. We need them now rather than in the future, though.
Yeah.
They need to really be sitting down and having these conversations and making this work, because it's dangerous.
It's one of the situations where once the genie's out of the bottle, it's really hard to get it back in.
Right. And really, there's no way to get this genie back in the bottle unless you, I don't know, use an EMP. So take us to presentation mode, and we're going to go over and look at some of this other news that happened, because it wasn't all just air closures, was it?
Nope.
There was a really cool thing that happened out in Texas besides the air closure last weekend. A group of like-minded individuals got together for a little convention, and lo and behold, the man himself walked out onto the stage, and apparently everyone lost their crap. And that man himself would be Bob Lazar. So Bob has come back out. Of course, his movie, the movie that he helped with, not his movie, but the movie about, S4. That should be coming out sometime soon, hopefully. And so he was there and talking. But on Weaponized, George actually admitted something that I have honestly never heard before. And that was that he actually discouraged Bob from testifying in front of Congress.
The first time I was asked to ask him if he would do it, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And my initial, I had reservations, but I asked him, and maybe I was pushing him in that direction, and he said, yes. If you think it's a good idea, yes.
Yeah.
And after a while, after thinking about it, I'm sorry that people will be mad at me for this, but I advised him not to do it. He's told his story. He does not owe ufology anything. He's been crapped on for more than 30 years by this topic and all the major players in it. It's not like he needs validation from UFO people. And you can see just him popping up on that stage in Austin, all the same crap gets dragged up all over again. And, I think it gets pretty old at this point. I remember interviewing him here in Las Vegas in maybe 2016 or somewhere around there. He came to town and, he closes the interview with this is people that don't believe you and doubt your story. Great. Good. My advice is spread it around. Tell everyone you know that you don't believe it and it's not true, and leave me alone. So I don't think it would have been a good idea for him to testify. It would have been a pretty dramatic moment, but the story's been told, and the attacks on his credibility would start all over again. I didn't think it would be a good idea for him.
Isn't that something? Is that not something?
It's really interesting because, a lot of people have been asking why Bob hadn't come out, why Bob hadn't been interviewed by Congress. Well, now you have your answer.
Yeah, right. And, the most amazing part to me is that's cool. I mean, if that's the legit thing that George was like, you know what, what's the point? Because anybody else would have been like, oh yeah, let's put you out there and just, let's let them grill you. But honestly, you and me both know this. There's no reason for Bob to go in front of Congress unless he can do one thing. And he cannot do that one thing
without amnesty.
Without amnesty. Without an actual, real, true whistleblower protection program, Bob has no power.
Yeah.
And that's just a speculation because, I think he can get it. And I think that would be the play. And I think that would be the play that opened this whole thing wide open overnight. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
As it's common knowledge, they've raided Bob's house so many times.
It's not at Bob's house. He's not that stupid. He's a brilliant man. For like all these people who want to say that he's a hoaxer and all this, it's like, man, go back and watch some of his stuff. I know there's like, oh, he's saying things that don't make sense. Yeah, some of that stuff didn't make sense in, the 90s. Kind of does now, some of it.
The element.
And some of it's just starting to make sense. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool. We've got, there's some other things they talked about on there too. Anybody else got any questions, comments, et cetera, et cetera? You can throw them up there, Joe.
Oz says that AI is being overplayed. They're not as mature as the CEOs of these companies are claiming. They are going to fall on their face. The crazy power requirements of data centers will be their undoing.
Yeah, limitations.
Now, let's just hypothetically say one of those broke loose. It wouldn't be anything to redirect power from a grid.
Well, let's just hypothetically say that they're not using that kind of power.
Oh yeah, 0 point energy of some sort.
Just saying. I mean, it's weird to me that all of this technology shows up at the exact same time. And I always told you, I was like, why would we build a system that we couldn't power long term? I don't think we would.
Well, they're up in Tucker County, West Virginia. As you guys were probably aware of, they have that data center up there. It's going beyond local approval, basically. So they're bypassing that. But there's a rumor that's been going around up in that area. I have some friends of that area for the astronomy, and basically there is a nuclear power plant. I believe it's just across into Maryland, if I remember correctly. It's been shuttered. But they're talking about reopening this and building a nuclear reactor or something just to power this data center in Tucker County. That's right now. That's kind of hearsay right now.
Yeah. It's definitely something to keep your eye on. It really is. I mean, I don't think tomorrow you're going to wake up to an AI takeover. It's not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen in a year, but you are going to see the manipulation starting. You are going to see it's already happened. That's already
the Super Bowl.
Good point.
There were several ads ran that were pure AI generated.
Right. And before we knew that, we could tell.
Yeah.
So that's how good it gets, every iteration of it. So, that's what we're saying. And you really aren't going to be able to believe anything. That's the fact. And if this is the case where, direct targeting of individuals, man, I'm telling you, social manipulation. You always worrying about Big Brother's mind control and wearing tinfoil hats, and you're carrying the device around, looking at it every 5 minutes to even just see what time it is, or somebody liked your post. That's the mind control. We're controlling your mind. That's what I'm saying. But
notifications, that's us.
It's us. We're doing that. But you know what? There was some other stuff that they talked about. So let's go back into presentation mode really quick. Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Get all these
requirements indicated that a small reactor is being added at Fort Drum. Speculation is military is building an AI data center there.
Because you would have your own, closed environment just in case you needed it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise they're just going to harvest people and start. You all seen the Matrix, how it ends. I tell you. All right. Let's go to that one. Let's go to that one clip. Where's it at? Weaponized. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's do this. This is them talking about the historian. You saw this, right, Joe? Where he's talking about the historian. He was set out, and he basically went through Papoose Lake, through Area 51, through the Nevada Test Range area, and he was looking for the original trail that the 49ers took.
Yes, it's a phenomenal story, and the stuff that he found along the way is incredible.
Well, he proved it, but to do so, he had to literally sneak into Area 51. Yes, he did do that, and they did not catch him. It's okay. He's not around anymore. He died of cancer because
he crawled on his belly across the test site.
Yeah. Probably the most radioactive area in the world. And yeah, he was there for days, trying to go through their actual footsteps. But while he was there, he did see something. And George talks about that here.
Made it all the way up to Papoose Lake. This was in, the story is 1997. So it's after the Bob Lazar story has come out. This guy has no idea about Bob Lazar. He has no idea about flying saucers. He's not into that. But he traveled all the way up to Papoose Lake. And in his story, and I inherited a lot of his files, he says he was out at night by Papoose, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a door opens up. I mean, like just a door in space, a light, a bluish light that opened up, a doorway to who knows where. And then poof, it was gone.
And a door opened from the side of the mountain. That's where Bob.
Not on the side of the mountain, right in the middle of the desert. In nothing. Nothing's there. There is no side of the mountain. It opens in complete darkness in the middle of the desert.
Ooh. You're not saying the floor.
First of all, I just want to call out this obvious thing that we're seeing here. This is a very young Jeremy Corbell over here. This was a while back. And they were just documenting this.
The Bob Lazar documentary.
Yeah, and they're just documenting this back then, right? Like this part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jeremy's trying to kind of tie this to what Bob saw. And Bob saw an actual, basically a hangar open up and, things coming in and out. But that's not what they're describing.
Door opened up.
No, I am saying he's sitting here looking
out of interdimensional space.
Yeah.
A door opened with light behind it.
Yeah.
And he said this to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and there's another story about that, by the way, about a space opening. That was I think it was the Wilson Ranch. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, interdimensional doorway.
I mean, that's happened at Skinwalker, Wilson.
Same thing. It's all the same. It's all the same. So, that's interesting to me anyway. I thought that was a pretty wild story. I'm like, wow, that's something. Coming from a guy who's not a UFO guy, that means a lot.
Yeah. Jordan says, shout out to that bookshelf.
Right. Isn't that cool? I got one more from those guys. And then,
you guys are awesome for doing this every week. We all show up for our own reasons, but thank you.
Well, I'm glad that you guys appreciate it because it's a lot of work. I'm not even joking with you. But we do it for you. Let's see. Where is it at? It is this one. So there's an update on that video that they showed. And the challenge still stands apparently. It's and it's good. It's good. Watch this.
Eric has been a real pit bull because he looks at the mental gymnastics and the ridiculous things to try to confuse people, try to confuse the public. So people have really shown their cards. A lot of the debunkers, not the skeptics, the debunkers have shown their cards, because every time they try to get away with some nonsense and hide behind technical jargon or just, some sort of disingenuous statement, immediately I looked at that. He's jumping in and being like, nope, and here's why. Nope, and here's why. And then he'll give you like a video, little explanation visually so you can see why. The number one thing people should look at is why it's not camera movement. Changing of lenses, like in the Tic Tac thing, in the earlier part, you can see the ground continuing to move in one direction when the object literally appears to shoot off. And that instantaneous motion, you can see the ground continue moving.
Well, it's just amazing that case comes out. The video gets a lot of views. It gets coverage all over. I have to anticipate that there's going to be more mainstream news coverage of it going forward, because nobody can explain it. They haven't been able to debunk it. And there is Arrow, and the official spokesperson asked about it, and they can't say squat. What happened to the age of transparency? Hey, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to study it hard, Arrow, and we're going to share the results. They're not sharing anything. If this was explainable, why not confirm it?
Shoo. Just throw that gauntlet down, why don't you?
Well, I mean, he's only been doing this for 1,000 years.
So I love it. I absolutely
he's fed up.
And I love it. I when he just goes into those, it's just like, and you've seen it over the years. Like he didn't start that way. That is just how you get over time when you're just, and they've been in this, pounding like literally at the doors for years and years, more than anyone else that I know of anyway. I mean, I remember watching George back, on sightings. So, he's been doing it a while, and he knows, what's what and what isn't. And I can see the frustration. I really can. So let me see. Do I have that other clip? I don't see that clip. That's what I was trying to find, Joe.
The one where he said about 6 months?
Yeah. I don't see it. What did it do? Maybe it didn't render it. Well, you know what? Entertain these folks. I'm going to see if I can find that.
Oh, we can just, it's nothing major. We can just,
it's very quick. So just go over what was said and what happened, because this is, I think, significant, and it just kind of slipped in, at the end, kind of under the radar.
So they were talking about, the situation right now in the Capitol with the disclosure movement and Burleson and being allowed, he's being given access to go to some of these places. Obviously, a lot of these places are going to be closed or things are going to be moved. Doesn't know if he's going to get access to them. But then it gets funny because
this is at the end.
Corbell just kind of says, you know what? He's like, you know what? The next 6 months are going to be really interesting.
No, he had a bottle of whiskey. Remember? Yeah. And the bottle of whiskey, somebody gave to him or something. He's like, you know what, man? He's like, I'm just going to take a swig of this right now. And that's right. And he does it. He's like, this is for the next 6 months of what's going to happen, or it's going to get interesting, or how he said it. Yeah. And the look on George's face when he did it was just like, so what does that mean? I don't know. Yep. But I would be watching the clock.
There's been a lot go on regarding that kind of time frame here over the last bit. Where people have been saying since 2023 that 2026, 2027 are going to be critical years for UFO disclosure or contact. things of that nature.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking. We're here now.
Yeah.
You know, it's been said by Luis Elizondo. It's been said by now Corbell. It's been said by some of these whistleblowers that have come forward. It's been said by people that we don't like.
Right.
You know, people that we don't necessarily ascribe to or follow what they have to say, but it's been said by them as well.
They're all echoing the same area, right? The same time frame. It's kind of
roughly. It's like this mid 2026 to 2027 time frame, and it gets going to get hairy, and things will get weird, and it's you know, it's something.
Yeah, it's something. It's definitely something.
Because, you know, if they've seen a lot more footage.
Oh yeah.
They've seen government footage. I've been sending them our stuff for months.
Yeah. I mean, I know. Yeah, I figured.
But now everybody here knows. We've been trying to get them to take a look at some of that stuff. It's just they're too big.
Well, yeah, that's all it is. It's like they're looking for. They really want weapon system stuff. That's what they want. They want the stuff that's taken from gun cameras. They want the stuff that's taken from that. Yeah. Like he even said that. He said in one of the episodes I was watching, we've seen some really good stuff, but we want this. That's what they're after because they can present that to Congress.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that we have is just stuff that, you know, researchers are going to be interested in, stuff that, you know, for data. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's Jen says that many mediums and channelers that she's been communicating with have been saying the same things. And if that adds anything to it,
I mean,
with everything going on in the world right now,
it kind of does.
With literally everything, if you look at it from 30,000 feet down, something's gonna break. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're in that point.
It's like, what is the what?
Yeah, we've been manipulated into this area for a while, it seems. And I'm not one of those people who's running around screaming, "Yeah, the sky's falling. This is the end of the world." I'm telling you that things are about to change, and it could be a good way too. I don't know.
Yeah,
but change is rough, and that's probably where we're going to go with this, and that's probably what Luis was trying to get at when he was saying. You know, Elizondo was saying
this change involves a bunker.
Well, it does. It does. That's like that's for Plan B.
My change involve a bunker too. I want a bunker.
No, we all have to have a Plan B. That's just his Plan B. But you know, there's always a chance that the deal is going to go south.
Yeah,
let's just say that. You know, because when you are dealing with something like this, you don't really know. You know, it doesn't matter. I had a nice conversation with some folks over on one of the UFO boards, and they were showing all these pictures of the aliens, and they're like, you know, what are they, and blah blah. I'm like, they're whatever you want them to be. No one knows. And they're like, oh well, someone knows. I'm like, they know what? Because you only know what it wants you to know, whatever it is that's behind this phenomena, and it has proven forever at this point that it doesn't want us to know exactly what it is, or either we can't accept what it is. So there's a difference there. And I'm not necessarily sure that I'll say it again. I don't think we're ready for that. I don't think we have been. So, you know, I think we're okay with knowing that there's something else out there. That's cool. But if we went too deep, I think it would be bad for existential. It's a complete crisis. There's no question.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's,
yeah. So you know what, Joe? These guys hit the magic number.
They did.
And it should be loaded up there now. I don't know. I think it is.
All right. Is it
rover?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here you go.
Now there's two there that I haven't
wait.
seen.
Wait. What? Let me see. You got the landing.
And rover.
You didn't see the landing? That was last week's. You already saw Desert Ship then. So
no, I hadn't seen Desert Ship either.
No, you just weren't paying attention.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. If he forgets it's live, you can just go back and watch it and see him not pay attention. Right? Yeah, you can see him not.
All right, here we go.
Live.
Rover awesome. Extra, and after this, probably a little bit of extra news.
Love it.
That took some doing, but I had to do it.
That's great.
I had to do that. Yeah,
That was a good one.
I had to do that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The
the hardest part was creating Mars.
no doubt.
The rest, well, no. Yeah,
you should have probably just used some of your old Cydonia stuff.
Nah. That's actually I've got an HDR of created from Mars in the background, and then the foreground is just 3D models. So, but
before we dived into some of the secret bases,
secret what?
Secret bases.
Are they secret though? If we already know about them, how are they secret?
I know, right? How secret can they be?
That's what we're
speaking of the rover, did you guys see what happened with the rover this week?
I saw that, but is it true? We don't know. That's what me and Dave were having a conversation, because here's the problem. This is one of those AI things, okay? I'm not saying it's what it is, but I'm saying you all seen this. You'll get the picture, right? And it'll have the stark headline of what it calls the news, and then there'll be this AI written story, but there's no source whatsoever. That is a trend and a dangerous one, and it has been happening. It started a couple of months ago, and it has escalated. It is the new trend. And I've been watching this, and I'm not sure, but when I go
the
down,
majority of them have no basis,
right? And when I go
social media in general,
no. Those in particular, those you'll know them when you see them. They're usually a picture. It's got bright yellow and white and red, bold print,
like almost like an old sun image.
That's exactly what it's like. It's like an extra, and those are showing up more and more. And if there's not a citation under them, I usually just go by them. I've asked people. I've actually commented on some other boards and asked for citations for some of them, because they were really good. I'm like, if this is true, this is cool. I want citation. They can't give me citation.
Sometimes they'll attack you too when you ask for citation.
They typically don't. They know it's not going to end well.
Yeah, because it's in a couple of those groups. It's
and in a couple of these are really good about it. So they're like, oh well, yeah, well, all right. No, there isn't one. Well, it's true.
So they attack you, that's obvious there. It's like, okay.
No, not really, because if they do, then you have to understand that a lot of these people, Dave, they believe it.
Oh yeah.
They are victims of their own belief systems. They can't not believe, because the belief is what makes it acceptable. And without that acceptance, their world, their reality will shatter. And that is where a lot of them are. And I think that we've seen that. And that's, it's kind of what we try to do here. We're trying to move this into a conversational area where we can have these talks about these things. Like,
so
he's working on, sorry.
So now apart from the rover AI thing, because we
don't know.
I definitely wanted to bring up the AI aspect of that.
Yeah.
But we took off with it out front of it. So what about the video, Dave, that you would pulled in from Angry Astronaut about life on Mars?
Yeah, they I don't have it in front of me, but the Angry Astronaut, which he sometimes I think he speculates a little bit.
Yeah.
And that I watched that whole video. Now, a lot of what he's doing in his video there is a lot of it is kind of speculation, but it's not. I don't think it's too far off, because when they launched the original craft that went on Mars, they believe they had found basically found life, microbial type life, and there was another thing that think they may have accidentally destroyed it too, without realizing it.
Oops, we landed on it.
Found it, and then we made it extinct.
We landed on it. The rover rolled over top of it, squished it. Oops. Darn.
And now they supposedly have some evidence. Again, like Angry Astronaut did not have a citation for a source on it, so until I see that, I don't want to take it I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. But
sure.
Supposedly now with that, and he was talking about he had mentioned some names, which I can't recall, that seems to validate it. But again, we got to wait until we actually have more. There was actually a professional scientific journal, a peer-reviewed journal was done on it that shows this is true. But again, there was no source link for this peer-reviewed journal.
So for the folks who don't know, typically when we get a story, we go through a validation process on that story, and if it doesn't stack up, then it doesn't come on here.
Yeah, it normally doesn't make it here.
Yeah. But this is working out great because now you can see how it really works in real time.
And if it stacks up really hard it's fake,
yeah,
but it's relevant to what we do, we'll still bring it up then, but we'll also with the disclaimer that this is
here's a good example right here. Rob Posey, like you said, I've been seeing that the president's going to disclose their real on June 8th. Actually, it's July 8th, and that's because Roswell. They think that this announcement's going to come on Roswell Day. I don't know why, but then I saw where he's moving the date up because he's afraid China or Russia is going to disclose first. China was allegedly supposed to do this
back in December.
Was it last December or December before last?
No,
it's been a while.
It was this past December, but then they were anticipated, like it was cycling in the news back in
it was last year before last. I mean,
it was shortly after the balloon issues.
Yes, it was. So it's been that's been coming at least 2 years now, the whole China thing. We don't know, but that is one of the things that's circulating. Unfortunately, that's the kind of stuff that keeps getting circulated because it's click worthy. That's it. I mean, and clicks, ads, that's how it works, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it. So apparently that's, it's moving out of this is a big secret and we're going to just start talking about it. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know.
And speaking of that too, Ron, one thing I'm going to mention is I talked about people mistaking these launches for UFOs. So we had a launch last night, and actually one of the viewers mentioned Vulcans visiting us. Ironically, with the name of the launch last night was a Vulcan spacecraft. That's what it was called.
So I guess they did.
And there's one tomorrow as well. So tomorrow, if you see something in the sky, which from West Virginia we should be able to see it, at least the scattering.
Oh, really?
There's a lot tomorrow.
As long as it's clear, we should be able to see it.
What's the time frame, David?
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock, isn't it?
I think it's pretty late to see here. It's SpaceX, so it's launched for Crew 12. Actually, launched for February 13th. Launched for the Crew 12 mission at 5:15 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be
morning launch.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, there could still be a trail up there. You never know.
Yeah.
So be looking. If you guys are
that early, 5:15 a.m. I mean, it could be
probably faded out.
5:25, 5:30. You'll be able to see it around a.m.
Yeah, because it's gonna be dark still.
Actually, I'll be up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, going to pick up my aunt. So I'll probably see it tomorrow morning.
Well, there you go. Take a look and see if you see anything, and take a picture. Take your phone and get a picture of it, and make sure it's nice and blurry. And then post it up immediately with big bold letters that say, "What is this?" Or what UFO over West Virginia? Something like that. There you go. That's how you do it. Let's see what else we've got. Well, what were we talking about? We're talking about those bases, man. That was the whole premise.
Yep. We were, we'll give you the next 40 minutes here on bases. There's a ton of speculation, and it kind of ties in a little bit to what we've seen happen in El Paso is secret military activity, secret government activity. We know it happens. We know it's real. We do know of a lot of underground bases that are known, Cheyenne Mountain. But then there's also the suspected, like Dulce.
Yeah.
And apparently, potentially, Papoose Lake.
Right? Well, I mean, we do know that they test things there. So yeah, that's a given. I hope we can all come together despite what the Fed government does. We all have more in common, more love for each other than is portrayed. We know the assignment, take care of each other. That's true. We do. And sometimes we need that reminding. And, that's just how it works. Whoops, sorry. They can only happen if they have to, either because they won't be able to hide it or aliens want them to. That's disclosure he's talking about. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the case. So, what about? I don't know. I mean, we knew Cheyenne, of course. I mean, Cheyenne Mountain's been on everything from War Games to Stargate. You name it. It's been on. It's out there. It's a studio at this point. But yeah, I mean, these places were built for reasons, right? And then they kind of got pulled into. I don't want to say the word because it's not. They got pulled into an area to where it's questionable as to what they are doing, right? So we actually had some of those areas around close to where we are.
Yeah.
Dave Eggleston said, I was up in Warm Springs, Virginia, watching the Perseids when a South American booster rocket wobbled up the East Coast. That thing was freaky. I figured it was extraterrestrial at the time.
It's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, it does get into some questionable territory, because we know that there are facilities that are secret. They were built for a purpose. It's to hide things. Easiest way to do it's bury it, literally.
Look at the Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Look at the Greenbrier.
Perfect example.
For you folks who play Fallout 76, that's real. That bunker is real. That there's really a bunker there.
Yeah.
It's just called
big one too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to be the backup for the White House.
Yeah.
And in response to when that thing was exposed in the 90s, and that's why the base Raven Rock was built as basically a replacement for the Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Of course, now everybody knows about Raven Rock, so it's
so somewhere else,
right?
Yeah.
The only thing you do is just go deeper underground.
Right.
Because the ironic thing is with all these bases, I mean, you can get on Google Maps like Area 51 and just at least zoom all the way down to it and see the layout of the base, which is crazy to me. But
yeah,
Dances
is heading out. Good night.
Good night.
May the Lord
shoot us a video if you see it in the morning, Lisa.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you guys see it, get some video, and or just stills, whatever. Seriously, and we'll show them next week. If you've also got anything you want us to look at, send that over as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as it goes, what guys we can. Yeah. Anyway, I think they're talking amongst themselves. As far as it goes with those bases, though, they were built very quietly when they were built.
They were, and it was built during a time of extreme duress, stress,
and patriotism. Yep. You don't say anything. This is for you, and use this for our country. Don't you say anything. Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. I will not, Uncle Sam. And that's exactly how it went down. And there's many people who knew that thing was there. They just didn't say anything.
Right. But then where it gets into the more, I guess, conspiracy territory would be in instances like Phil Schneider.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Let's not forget that. Yeah. Right.
And it's either he's telling some version of the truth or what he remembers and recalls, or he really committed to the bit.
Dude, I got to tell you this. I mean, I used to not believe that story at all, right? I thought it was all completely made up. He went out on the road to do this. The more you look at that story, it really twists your mind because you have to look at it with all the other data, right? And some of the big data is MK Ultra.
Yes.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's real. That has been admitted to. We did a very big deep dive on that. And before that deep dive, I really thought that was all just, taken out of context too. But no, that was very real.
Not to mention his death.
Well,
yeah, right.
It's my whole point. It's like, so
very questionable.
It's all questionable. And you really got to look at that. And you got to look at this, man. If they were really doing that kind of stuff with MK Ultra, who's to say they didn't grab this guy and mess with his mind and make him believe all that? See, that's the problem with this phenomenon.
Well, I mean, dude's missing part of his hand.
Right.
You know, like I said, you're either really committed to the bit.
Yeah.
Or something happened.
Yeah.
And it all goes around the construction of an underground facility in Dulce, New Mexico.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a really wild chain of events. And you can go back and you can just go to YouTube, type in Phil Schneider, listen to his talks that he gave at MUFON.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's deeply trouble. Because, like,
it really is.
Let's just play the hypothetical card here and say, if he's telling the truth, how many more?
Right. Right.
How many other Dulces are there? Is there a, you know, we have the salt mines there in, you know, northern Ohio.
Wow.
And northwestern PA.
I was gonna say Pennsylvania.
Where the lakes, basically anywhere where the Great Lakes touch land on the United States side. Deep salt mines were built in. These things are like cities. You know, you could go back there so far and just never know.
But that's the whole thing. Some of these are real. Some of these are just hyper speculation. But again, how do you hide something this big and so good for so many years? Well, you do it right in plain sight. That's how you do it. And you do it with cover stories, and you do it with little injections of lies here and there. That truth sandwich and lie sandwich and all that comes together, right? I mean, that's
also the percentage. The percentage of land coverage, you know, that's like state acreage or federally owned coverage. Like the percentage, like I think like Nevada's like, I actually have some numbers. Like Nevada, for example, was 87% federally owned land.
Yeah.
That's one state. You know, Alaska is like 96% federally owned. You know, as I start to look at these numbers and stuff. So
it's hard to tell. Like, you know, you have decommissioned tunnels as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've got decommissioned mines.
Right.
These are already pre-made structures. You don't have to go in and go drilling. You don't have to bring in heavy equipment. And our work's already been done. You just go stabilize it.
Yep. It's true. I mean, let's put it to where something you can all understand now. It's vault tech, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Look at the vaults. That's kind of what you're talking about. And that's really all you would need to do. And they probably did in a few of them. And it wouldn't surprise me a bit. Pennsylvania and West Virginia.
Yeah.
There's something there. I've heard too many stories. I've heard stories of people just showing up out of the sides of mountains before. I've heard that story multiple times now. Whether it's just, you know, made up and passed around propaganda, I don't know. But I've heard it so many times.
There was another one that was of vehicles just driving out of an opening on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, and there's a lot of speculation that the Midwest and Western bases are all connected by underground tunnels.
Yeah.
And the, you know, the boring technology, which I think is mostly common knowledge for people that, you know, pay attention, that the boring technology is really good now. They can go through almost anything nowadays and
it is
build tunnels. I mean, under the ocean. I mean, for goodness sake, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the channel, man.
The ocean.
Wow.
Oh boy, we have to go there.
Where he's going.
Yeah, recently, Burchett came out, and he was doing an interview, and he said that there's potentially 5 deep ocean alien bases.
Not our bases, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of goes right in with that Dulce thing, because that was a human and alien base, if I remember the story correctly.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to him, there's massive structures down there that he's heard about.
Yeah.
And
they've seen pictures of some of them.
See, I find this more interesting and more fascinating, honestly, than, you know, some of the other stuff. Just because you're talking about structures, you're talking about a society, you're talking about an entire civilization and it's there, and it's physical. It's not extra dimensional. It's not, you know, it may have extra dimensional, interdimensional powers and abilities and, you know, sciences, but it's real. It's a physical thing that you could go to if you could get there.
Yeah. And LR says, speaking of decommissioned tunnels, aren't they growing mushrooms up on the old turnpike tunnel? Yeah, the eastern end. The
That's
eastern end of that tunnel is
a mushroom farm.
A mushroom farm.
Yep.
Well,
they moved
and Joe,
a few miles away from my old house where I grew up because of theft, a ton of theft from the locals. They moved, and now they're up there on the turnpike.
Well, and Joe, we can even bring up the speculation because of the Boy Scout camp in Fayetteville, West Virginia, and then another possible location in the Panhandle. That, you know,
I've heard of this, but I'm not familiar with it.
Well, me and Dave went on a run,
right,
for like 2 days, where we were sharing pictures back and forth from maps. There's tons of potential portals, and I don't mean like portals like what that guy experienced out on.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Maybe, but a portal meaning an entry from the surface to underground. And there was dozens at the Boy Scout camp.
Okay. That's
like buildings in places that it just made no sense to have a building.
Mm-hmm.
And then openings that were like clear, like kind of cut out openings in the side of the hill where you could drive up to and you could see shadow, where like this is obviously a place where vehicles big enough for vehicles to drive into. Kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like at the Boy Scout camp, there's now this was early speculation, but one was when they were, you can remember, it's around 10,000 acres, and when they were building it, obviously they moved a lot of dirt. I mean, that's obviously we're gonna move a lot of dirt someplace like that to build it, but they said there was so much stuff coming out, and then there was so many semis coming in, bringing in equipment that, you know, with federal license plates. There was one of the early was they built a gigantic helipad up there, which I think is more for emergencies, but they also speculated, you know, presidential or because
it's 3 times larger than the emergency one that's up on the Flatwoods Summersville split.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Like this thing's, it's a huge helipad. This isn't just like an emergency EMS copter pad. This is like a Marine One.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a big.
They originally had security there too. That like the security, if people would sneak onto the property. Now, granted, security is going to run you off anyways if you're not supposed to be there, especially for construction equipment and all that.
Yeah.
But some of the early speculation that you could read was, you know, they would. I mean, they were basically wearing black, and they had guns on them, you know, and everything, and get a lot of trouble if you do that. But I can't bring up any names, but I have someone that I know that's got some firsthand knowledge about the place, and he couldn't tell me anything in particular, but he did say there's basically he just said I will plead the fifth. As basically his comment on the Boy Scout camp, whatever that means. And he's got some very good inside information. He's very reliable. And then there's another location in West Virginia. He wouldn't even mention where it was. He's like, I can't even tell you where it's at, but I'm assuming probably the Panhandle, maybe the Eastern Panhandle somewhere, because there is the FEMA base that's in Virginia near Winchester.
Yes.
It's a dumb base. And if we do have some underground connections, I could see it being somewhere close in the mountains of, you know, the Panhandle.
Sure.
Makes sense, but, you know, speculation. That's all speculation.
Right.
It is. It's all speculation because we've not been driving around out there. There's certain areas you can't even go to because there's gates with locks, and, you know, because I've been to the Boy Scout camp, but I've never been like, Well, I mean, I've seen the gates with locks, and you don't go by them. You can't go through them. So you just don't.
It's pretty secure considering it's not really being used. Like it was originally planned to be used because of the downfall of the scouts, unfortunately.
Yep.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, hidden in plain sight kind of stuff, right?
The government still heavily funds that location.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
And with
interesting.
all the equipment that was said to be brought into that spot,
is there
the trucks and flatbeds and everything, like that's not the Boy Scouts ain't needing all that.
No. Is there any kind
Brechtel
of
Reserve.
what is it?
Oh, sorry. Dog Boy was asking what Boy Scout camp. I was telling you the Brechtel Reserve camp in Fayetteville, West Virginia.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any cement plants near there?
Well, let's see, because that's a good indicator.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just curious if there would be any.
Let's see. Yep, there is.
How close?
Let's see. I gotta put it in maps real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been shown that, typically when there's some of these bases or whatnot, they're, typically they build entire infrastructures around these things, these areas. So it would make sense. You wouldn't necessarily want to go too far for that kind of material if you're actually building something underground.
Right.
And it kind of makes sense that, that would be an indicator. If that's the case, more speculation, nothing more than that.
Yeah.
But
you've got White Pat, which is in plain sight.
Well, yeah.
And it's got a pretty deep underground.
Yeah. I mean, most of those places actually do, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting. Interesting.
Right, 1 second. Place. I finally got it to agree with me here and
put
it in because it kept trying to put the one that's right by my house.
Okay.
It's 30 miles, so it's a little far away.
It's a little far away, so maybe not, but it just depends on how straight line it is from there, I guess.
Yeah,
but
not.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But yeah, so probably not, but you never know. A lot of these places they do have indicators like that though. There's also, strange hums, electrical hums, things like that they hear around them, these areas. I remember the Taos hum, remember that one back in the day, Taos, New Mexico. They swore
again the hums.
Oh, really? Has it?
Up in I believe it's Vermont where I saw that ad. There's an area up there. People have been complaining about it, the disturbance of it.
Really? How about that? That's something.
I'll look it up here to verify.
Huh. Oh, I don't doubt you. I mean, that really doesn't surprise me, to be honest. There's a lot of people who are, the whole thing where everybody was talking about, you feels off, blah, blah, feel. You got to remember, like, frequency will do that to you. And if there's some kind of a low sound or vibration, there's a theoretical possibility that it could get to you a little bit.
Pat says, I could tell you a lot about that camp, but not on here.
There you go.
All right. Sounds like fun, Pat. Looks like dinner's on the menu.
Rail access is not too far. Yeah, well, there you go. So
he's right. Rail access is not too far away from.
So that could have been the entry point. River, rail, things like that. That's what you look for. You look for those kind of places. But the question is, what are they doing, right? And man, it's $1 million question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we do know that right now, I think there's a good probability that there are more of them being built at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to have the bunkers for all the
continuity of government, continuity of everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, so it wouldn't be that weird, in my opinion, that you get to see activity at some of these older bases, even being coming back into the news.
Reactivated and
Yeah,
rejuvenated.
reactivated. Yeah, coming back into the news, you know, things like that. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. We know that after, you know, the Cold War ended.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally got rid of all of our bunkers. I mean, you and me got to actually go through a real fallout shelter. And boy, that was a hoot. And you know, there's a lot of those old places that were out there, and what did they do to them? You saw it. I mean, they're renovating this one. They're just tearing it out, you know?
Yeah.
Personally, I would have left it. I think was amazing. But that's just me. One day we might actually put that video together and show people. I don't know. But
fun.
yeah. It was just a really cool thing to see. But you know, a lot of them just got filled in, or when they tore down the buildings, they just filled the holes in because that's what they were. There's massive
voids, and you just fill it in with the building debris and then fill the rest.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, and some of those were those are the community shelters that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I could see some form of that happening, but not the way it did in the 60s. In the 60s, it was pretty much like, yeah, we're building them flat out. I think in this situation, you would probably have them more quietly done to keep the anxiety down, because we have people who are just too anxious. And
oh yeah,
if they found out that you were building fallout shelters,
what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Right.
What's going on? And then the whole community's in a flurry.
Yeah. And then you're not keeping anything secret then, are you? So yeah, that's the issue. And I think that I could definitely see that, though. I could see, you know, some people reactivating those old things. But as far as the bases go, man, yeah, I don't know. I think
you guys want to hear a good one?
Some are real and some are over the rainbow.
I remember thinking during the Greenbrier bunker tour that there should have been more to see if it were decommissioned.
Right. Like there's another
they
level.
don't let you go too far.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah. Like there's another level. Yeah.
If you guys want to hear some good information on one of our favorite
everywhere.
Yeah. One of our favorite bases.
Which
Area
one?
51.
Area 51? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That article that I sent you guys from Scribed or Scribd, however it's pronounced. Yeah. They actually have a fellow on here. It says this reporting person had worked at Locksmith in Area 51 for 12 years. He says he did not see any creatures while on any of the levels, but admits there were many closed areas that he was not allowed into. Oh, yeah. Obviously, because it's compartmentalized, like all military bases and employees. But he said it could have housed or had alien visitors, as reported by Art Bell on the show 12/5/95. But some of the details that he gives from working there, he says, of course, aircraft research development, other projects take place at Air 51 Nevada, Dreamland, data repository establishment, and maintenance land. He called it element, electromagnetic intelligence. I don't know what all this means. I'm just, spitting it out.
Whoa, stop. Hold on.
Yep.
Did you just say electromagnetic intelligence?
Yep. That's what this guy reported as things that he witnessed there and seen. And it's called element, ELMINT, and that's how that's the code name for it on the base. And they
tell me more, Dave. Tell me more.
We'll have to research that one some more.
Yeah, we'll have to go back into the old archives, the Art Bell archives.
We're gonna look into that. That's interesting because
there's a lot of gold in some of those shows.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They have one thing they called Cold Empire, Code EVA. This is a really neat one. Program HIS, HIS, Hybrid Intelligence System.
Oh,
yeah. They have IRIS, which this makes sense. Infrared intruder systems. Obviously, that's the base being used in that for people. One called bypass. This is a really good one. It's in all cap letters, separate by a dash. It's rep dash tiles.
That's
whatever
funny.
that. And then for security, he mentions optical DNA, oil of skin, operating rooms on several floors, several theaters, complete hospital, fully staffed, and has everything imaginable. And he mentions that what he knows of is 12 levels.
Oh, wow.
He says doors have locks that are of the optical sensory area, in addition to other factors. And he says, according to what he witnessed, that the Area 51 has tunnels to Fort Irwin, California Page, Arizona Tunnel Path, and Nevada, Wickup, Arizona.
Yeah.
That's what he claims he witnessed.
Well, electromagnetic intelligence is kind of interesting because it kind of goes back again where we started this thing when you were talking about Snyder.
Yeah.
The craft, right? It was intelligent.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And you know what? Again, based on what I've seen, I'm saying that's a possibility at
it's
this
probable.
point. Right?
And the more you actually witness through boots on the ground research, the more some of these
claims,
really wild stories that we heard for years start to be like,
I can't.
Are we going crazy?
Right.
Did we just see what so-and-so talked about?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? I can't, but
we don't realize that when we're in the field. It's like after the fact, when we're going over the data and we're having the sit down and we're brainstorming everything and hashing it all out, that we're like, wait a minute.
It's like, holy crap.
This was the same as X.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is really, really close to what this dude described.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part about it. And it's like, what in the world? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's really something. And when we look at some of the other things, like the possibility of potential bases out in the ocean.
Yes. Well, there's the big one, right off the coast of California there. Allegedly there's some research going to be done on that soon, from what I understand, or they're working on an expedition to it or something again. I think that's a little more serious than some people take it. That's what I think.
Yeah,
that one particularly.
It's really, really weird, man, to think that these things could be built literally under our nose. Like, yeah, okay, human-made structures, underground tunnels, caves turned into bases, structures built into existing voids. But like when you start talking subaquatic structures,
that's some technology, bud.
At depths that would crush conventional hardware.
Yep.
Like that's pretty wild. And seeing some of these massive structures just move at 300 miles an hour underwater.
Yeah, Beth, it's basically right now we've moved into like military bases and secret bases, and right now in particular we're talking about possible alien or so-called alien bases under the ocean.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and when you get people like senators, being told this by not just anybody, but by people who have
Admiral Gallaudet.
Exactly.
Somebody who's been there, done that.
Got the t-shirt. Yeah, literally. Yeah. I mean, how do you, I don't know. I really don't. And then
how do you process that information and like still wake up and drink your coffee the next morning?
It's like there's an intelligence that is that okay. So there's something here that's that intelligent living in the ocean, and it just occasionally every now and again interacts with people. What in the, I mean, why? And then, you go down the rabbit hole at that point, like, whoa, why is that happening? Why has that been happening? Yeah, I don't know. But there's definitely this water contact with this stuff. There's always something to do with water with a lot of these sightings.
Yeah, it's good, Dave.
I was gonna say, look at what I sent you guys there through the Facebook Messenger and stuff. But you may want to bring that up.
The Death Valley, California tunnels.
This comes off of that scribed page as far as potential. Okay. Yeah, and this is a UFO type thing, I believe.
So the entrance to the Death Valley Tunnel is in the Penniman Mountains, down the lower edge of the range, where near Wingate Pass, in the bottom of an old abandoned shaft. The bottom of the shaft is collapsed, opening an entrance to a large tunnel system containing much treasure.
The Indian legends
are about 4,500 feet to 5,000 feet above the bottom of Death Valley. They're across from Furnace Creek Ranch. From these openings, you can see the green of the ranch below you in Furnace Creek and Walsh across the valley. So with high-powered binoculars or a telescope, you would be able to see openings from Furnace Creek. So from the Furnace Creek Ranch, should be able to see these with a high-powered optic.
So they claim
you can drive down Immigrant Canyon towards Death Valley, which I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
You can then park down beside the road in Furnace Creek Ranch and Salt Bed. From there, the windows should be visible through binoculars. Native legends of the Paiutes, the Indians speak of people who used to live in the Penniman Mountain caverns.
And they claim that local Indian legend says they speak of a tunnel that runs beneath the desert.
Okay.
So like alien base, maybe, as they claim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Go out there, Catalina cases. Yeah, the Catalina Island cases are definitely something. The stuff around there, and back in the day, I haven't heard it since, but I also heard at one point that there was talk that the sightings were somehow culminating around whale migrations or something at one point. And that just came in the news and left. So I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that's just something someone pulled off of an old Star Trek episode.
I was going to say it's the Star Trek.
It's the Search for Spock, right? That's it. Yeah, Search for Spock. But no, for real, that was one of the things that they were saying. So who knows at this point? I mean, we get told so much, and as the opening of the news showed you, we get told so much, but it's kind of up to us to figure out what it means, I guess, because no one's going to tell us. That's a fact.
Yeah, unless whatever's down there in those subaquatic bases just is like, "What's up, y'all? We're here.
Yeah.
This is actually our planet, and you're an infestation."
Well, that's a possibility. No, that's a possibility. That's a very good possibility. Like, we've tolerated you. Don't do something stupid. Don't make us regret it. We can get along until we can't. But I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell. Joe, I did see some interesting news today about the whole Bigfoot thing. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, what? No, I have not.
The what's the film project?
Legend Meets Science 2.
Yeah, that's it. Apparently there's been a release or something on that. They're talking about it. It's run into delays. There's major delays. There was some issues with the labs. There's been issues with
there's the obvious issue with the passing of Dr. Meldrum, because
that's addressed.
The crux of this.
Yeah, that's been addressed as well. So you'll be hearing about that probably.
So a lot of the laboratory connections were probably through him.
Wouldn't surprise
me. And then some of the other laboratory connections would have been through Darby down in North Carolina, and there's not been an ounce of anything interesting coming out of any of that so far.
Well, I heard in the thing, I sent it to you in the release. They were actually talking about some of that. They were waiting back for some of the follow-ups from previous tests, and it hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, it's the same old stuff, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I honestly, I have my speculation is that it will not get a full put together release.
Yeah,
and that Doug will probably chop and edit pieces together and release it on YouTube.
Yeah,
in like an episodic fashion.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see how it goes, but I do know that as far as it goes with the whole Bigfoot thing, we have some stuff that we'll be showing that may or may not have anything to do with Bigfoot. I don't know, but it seemed like it did at the time.
Yeah,
so that'll be coming out really, really soon. So definitely make sure that you stay subbed and make sure that you're following what we're doing, because there's some stuff coming. And I don't know, we might get to disclosure before anyone else does. Who knows? I don't know.
At this point, who knows? We're beyond that here.
Yeah. I think we're moving on to trying to figure out how to validate it at this point.
I'm more. It feels that sometimes that it's more like we're trying to figure out the what or who.
Well, yeah, that's the it. That's the whole
more
point.
than validating it. Because
yeah,
we have everything we get's usually either repeatable or on multiple sensors.
We need it. Well, we need it with other people. That's the thing. That's the. We got to get that peer kind of thing.
We don't need to do. No, we don't need to do that. We need to get all the data, tell everybody what it means, and start our own cult, man.
That's yes, I forgot. That's how we do that now. I'm sorry.
That is exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I forgot. That's not how science works anymore. Now it works on. Yeah. We tell you what it is. And then okay.
What it tells us, we talk to it. It tells us what it is. Then we tell you, and that's just
what it told us, right? But we have to translate what it told us, basically.
Yeah.
Because it can only speak through us, according to that.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line. Called Stone Cold said so.
Ah, okay, all right then. Well, that works. Yeah. We'll be the first 3,000 to know. There you go. Speaking of that 3,000, right. Joe, we've got something for these folks here. When you want to do that, because I think we're holding steady, we're good.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
You want to do it next week?
Let's do it next week.
Unless something happens, we'll do the drawing next week, folks. So be here. You got to be here to win.
Yes.
And we'll do that at some point during the show. But we'll be giving away the 3,000th sub prize. It's been long enough. We're good. I think we're fine. We're going to hold unless we really, really tick people off with this episode. And, we'd have to lose about 40 people at this point. So
we're good. Who cares? We're going to do it anyway.
I think
we held you guys long enough to do it. We'll go ahead and give it to you.
Yeah, you got it. So
you met the threshold.
So yeah. So we'll make sure that we get that out there. Folks, be thinking about what you want to do for, if you want to, participate in this possible experiment for Contact Day. World Contact Day.
Octopus has a great idea for Contact Day
shots. I like it. All right, so we need to really play up Contact Day. It does not get enough. Good
night, Oz.
Attention. So we definitely need to be, kind of thinking about how we want to do what we want to do on that. But I got a feeling we're going to be doing something really cool for it. That's what I'm thinking. Iski, well, welcome.
Good to see you.
Hello.
Glad to see you as well. Go back and hopefully watch the front
end of the show. Yeah, the front end of the 2 hours of the show. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It was really good stuff, actually. You know what? I'm going to
Dave says, I'm not ticked off. Good show. At least the last third. I'll watch the replay for the rest.
Oh, you'll like it. If you didn't see the beginning I thought was really good.
Yeah, the beginning was really good.
Yeah, it is really good. So let me
oh, there we go. There we go. Brenda has dubbed it the Cult of the 3000.
Oh gosh. Here we go. I'm going to see if I can find this because I made a preset here. I want to see if I can get it to work.
Beth says, I wish y'all could stay on later. That's what the rewind button's for.
That's what that rewind button is for.
Drag it back to the left. Let her roll.
So let's see if I can get this auto tune to work on the flute because someone inspired me during this show.
Issy says, hi, old West Virginia gal in Tennessee. Love you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, speaking of Tennessee, we're going to be down there on the Tennessee border at Bristol for the UFOs over Appalachia Festival. Or is it the Appalachian UFO Festival? I can't remember.
I think it's the over Appalachia.
I think
UFOs
it's
over
Appalachia. Yeah, UFOs over Appalachia Festival in Bristol.
You're making up your own.
I am.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, we'll be down there and we're gonna talk to you guys about some stuff.
Indeed.
And well, it might be some aliens. I don't know. It's just hard
so like it's the 14th of June. If you're within driving range, come hang out. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, there might even be a flute there. I don't know.
Indeed, a couple
could be.
Yeah, I have that pulled up there about Nick.
Yeah, Dave,
You
if
had
you
it
already
up,
got it
didn't
pulled
you?
up, go ahead with that. We were going to cover it earlier, and I got sidetracked.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of in the long, and as most of you guys, Nick Pope, he used to work for the Ministry of Defense in the UK. He was a civilian employee, but also too, he's very well known for Ancient Aliens. Been on that show for a long time, and he made a post today. Basically, he went in and for some digestive issues, and in the process, they diagnosed him with esophageal cancer, and unfortunately, it's stage 4, and it's I can't get the word out. Metastasized in his liver, and basically, it's. I mean, long story short, it's a death sentence for him. He's already basically said there's no way he's going to be able to get out of this one. So he's not really given. They haven't really given him a particular amount of time that he has left, but it's obviously probably not going to be a very long time if it's stage 4. So that's some really bad news for the community.
Yeah.
But
it is.
He's a really good person.
I think that was his pretty much his public farewell notice is what that was.
Yeah.
The way that I read it. And it was a punch when you sent me that. I was like, wait, no, this isn't real. And yeah, it's real. It's official. And that's another one that we lose. And
right, major.
And it's not just that we lose, it's the man knows stuff.
Yeah.
But he can't say anything. So
hopefully he's got a dead man switch.
I doubt it, man. This dude freaking loyal. I mean, you can hear the way he talks. Like he's by the books. I mean, did he hide it somewhere for like if you guys ever pass this, here's pass this along. Yeah, I don't know. But it's just terrible news, basically, is what it came down to.
Yeah.
And again, when you lose the people, you lose the stories.
Yep.
And that's why it's always important to get everybody to, kind of tell these stories, to get these stories on tape, to get these stories recorded. It's not just for entertainment. It's because when someone hears it, they're like, oh crap, I had that happen too. Wait, how'd I have that happen if you had that happen? And you figure out real soon that there's something to it. And that is, that's the motivation for a lot of this stuff. And if it's not the motivation, then it's probably not the right thing. That's
stinking cancer though.
Yeah. So that's that's where that is, unfortunately. And we'll stay up to date with it. But yeah, I mean, come on, man. We just lost Von Daniken.
Yep.
And now you hear this.
And now Von Daniken was like 1,000 years old.
Sure,
too.
he's a mummy. I got you, but he's still one of the one of the crew. He was one of their crew.
He was.
And so that's a big punch.
It is, because he was somebody who really knew stuff, like you said.
He knew
he
stuff.
worked for the Ministry of Defense.
And every time there's some kind of a breaking UFO thing, who did they always bring on? Nick Pope. He was always brought on. I think he said he did like 99 ancient alien, or not ancient aliens, but 99 of the ancient alien lives. That's crazy.
That's the section of the Ministry of Defense that he worked for was actually for the UFO research investigation.
Oh yeah, man. This dude was, he was literally known as, the real life Fox Mulder. He knows things. He's seen things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I kind of, if you read it, it's almost like he even says something in there toward the end, like, he's not bitter for the things he won't get to see. Yeah, I got a feeling he's seen some things that we won't get to see.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's good, but yeah, it kind of sucks, like I said. And when we get that kind of news, it's like, yeah, when we shared that, I was like, well, that's great, Dave. You just ruined my day. Thanks. But that's what you do. So I don't expect anything less than, doom and gloom from you at times. So.
Yeah, this was going to be a tough one for the UFO community. It's been a rough few months. He seemed like a really good guy. Like you said, he did all the Ancient Alien lives, and then Lord knows how many episodes of Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have enough footage to probably keep him running for another 10 seasons posthumously.
Like Octo said, yeah, he's the one who's trying to get the craft, the image that everybody's fighting over there for a while, at least. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, maybe he'll leave us a little black book.
You never know, man. You never know. You really don't. I mean, look at what Friedman left. It's a museum.
Yeah.
They're still going through it, from what I understood. I mean, it's insane. It really is. And that's my whole thing. It's like all this stuff ends up in a box somewhere.
Right.
That's the bad part. It ends up in a box somewhere. That's why I want to do what we're doing, to document it visually, audio. I want it to where you're going to be able to watch this as long as we still have technology. Maybe we'll engrave it in some stone too, just to be safe.
Yeah, we should, or gold tablets.
Could do that. I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
Gold tablets. I like that, guys. We're going to need to raise a little bit. I think gold went up kind of bit there recently, so it's going to cost us a little bit. But we've got to preserve our history in gold tablets. I'll etch them.
Exactly.
I can do that. It's all good.
Joe's Golden 10 Commandments.
Oh God.
Yeah, there we go. Now we've got more cannon fodder for the cult.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We thank you guys for staying out here with us for the little bit of overtime. And remember, send out some old positive energy there for Nick Pope and his family and everything in this rough time, and everybody else who's dealing with a whole bunch of craziness going on in the world right now. Just try to keep your heads up.
I think the thing, Joe, really is to make people understand is you are the custodian of your reality to a point, right? Like if you wake up in the morning and you say it's going to be a sucky day, guess what? 9 out of 10 times, what's it going to be, Joe? It's going to be a sucky, terrible day. That's what it's going to be.
It's all about attitude.
It is. It really is. So if you can keep yourself in some kind of a positive framework and be around people who are in a positive framework, and that's why we try to have this show for at least a couple of hours, is to get you there. And it's kind of like a vacation from reality. So join us back here next week, and we'll see if we can do that for you again. But until we do, put yourself in that little time. Give yourself a little time, even in the evening, whatever. Turn off everything and just meditate Go listen to some music. I don't know. Learn how to play the flute. Worked for me.
And just, try to stay wild and weird, everybody. Oh, and remember, yeah, that part. I forgot that. Remember.
Yeah.
You did forget that part.
It's Valentine's Day this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't gotten your significant other anything yet, it's probably too late.
Yeah, you're not going to make it. Doomsday Dave's probably got he's got your name.
So what you can do
exploded last night
is go to the grocery store, get some meat, get some veg, cook it up, sit on the couch and binge watch Paranormal Horizons.
That's a good idea. And you know what? Make sure that if you are in West Virginia, that you keep an open mind, because apparently you're number 12 on the list to be abducted. And you can thank us for that.
Exactly.
And
so
yourself.
stay wild and weird, everybody.